Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Four news stories for you. Firstly, it seems that Eritrean government is now monitoring each and every statement by the Ethiopian government officials, ministers about Eritrea, about sea access, about Asseb. Minister of Information of Eritrea today responded to some tweets by an Ethiopian agricultural ministry official. Uh, Secondly, viewers, Amhara region of Ethiopia, where today two drone strikes were conducted, causing several casualties. Thirdly, Ethiopian National Bank conducted another foreign exchange auction today. It seems that now Ethiopian National Bank has sufficient foreign exchange reserves. Price of dollar is going down. Birr strengthened a little, this auction shows. And lastly, Putin has decided to raise a bigger military. Around 160,000 more soldiers will be recruited in coming months in Russia. Let's start first. Firstly, Eritrea claims, by the way, that it does not want to be drawn into any war against Ethiopia, that it is keeping its calm. Ethiopian attempt to provoke Eritrea by talking about Asseb will not be retaliated by Eritrea. This is what Eritrean government says, but if you analyze the last few days developments, you would see that now Eritrean media is more active than Ethiopian media, Eritrean state media. Almost on daily basis now we are seeing statements from Eritrean government officials, Minister of Information of Eritrea, Eritrean newspaper, Eritrean television channel. They are countering Ethiopian government-backed element statements about access to sea, about access to Assam. A few days ago, I did a video on some tweets by an Ethiopian agricultural ministry official. His name is Dr. Abene Alimo. A few days ago, he openly called for Assab to be part of Ethiopia. He said Assab was never part of Eritrea. I said, if you remember back then, that what Dr. Alimo said is part of a plan. PP officials have been told to post material about Assab. It's a plan made by the Prosperity Party, by PM Abiy's government. All ministers, officials have been told to share tweets, posts about Assam. Eritrean Ministry of Information is countering this narrative building by Ethiopian side. Today, Minister of Information of Eritrea directly responded to Dr. Abene Alimu's tweets. Yemane Gabriel, the Minister of Information of Eritrea, he said today that I hope this Dr. Abene Alimu, Ethiopian Ministry of Agriculture official, I hope this doctor can do better. And he has some competence in his purported field of expertise. All day, every day rather, on daily basis, this doctor shares gibberish and incoherent messages about Eritrea, about us, obviously. So this statement by this message by Yemane Gebremeskel shows that it shows how closely Eritrean government is now following Ethiopian state media, Ethiopian ministers' accounts, Ethiopian official statements about access to sea, about Assam. Secondly, two drone strikes were conducted today. they were conducted this week, rather, in the Amhara region. Several casualties are being reported. Strikes were conducted in Selare Kinfas, which is in central Gondar. And when strikes happen, profane sources say that civilians have been killed. The civilians were targeted, that women, children died. They shared pictures too. Military never acknowledges civilian losses. Jula once said that only Fano fighters, extremists are being hit in these strikes. And military, government, Air Force, they don't issue statements. They don't counter Fano statements too about drone strikes. But pro-Fano sources claim that the drone strikes caused dozens of casualties in central Gondar this week. Thirdly, viewers, it seems that now Ethiopian government has sufficient foreign exchange reserves, no danger of shortage of foreign exchange. That is why value of Birr is rising against dollar. Dollar is falling a little against the Birr. A few days ago, National Bank of Ethiopia conducted foreign exchange auction. Means that it sold dollars to banks. Back then, over 30 banks bought dollars from National Bank of Ethiopia. Private banks can buy and sell dollars, but they have to buy dollars from National Bank, and then they can sell dollars to people. So back then, dollar was sold for 135.6 Birr to private banks over a month ago, I remember. Now, another auction has been held today. Today, National Bank of Ethiopia sold 50 million US dollars to banks. This time, only 12 banks participated. The number of banks which showed interest in buying dollars today decreased to 12 from over 30. And the price of dollar declined as well. Today, the dollar was sold for 131.7 Birr per dollar to these 12 banks. It means that banks have dollar reserves too. All banks don't need to buy dollars from National Bank. That is why number of banks decreased. Secondly, it means that Ethiopian National Bank does have sufficient foreign exchange reserves too. National Bank of Ethiopia says that it wants to create stability in foreign exchange market. It wants to ensure a regular supply of foreign currency, including dollars. That is why it will conduct now these auctions twice a month. After every 2 weeks, dollars will be sold by National Bank to private banks. We could see further decrease in the price of dollar against the Birr. Last viewers, while Trump is mediating between Ukraine and Russia, though Trump is a little frustrated with Putin's response, he threatened Zelensky. Zelensky gave in to some extent. Though Zelensky is not agreeing to the minerals deal, which is being demanded by Trump government. Putin is a hard nut to crack. Putin is not giving in to Trump's demands. And yesterday, Trump said that Putin's actions were a little frustrating for him. Putin has now announced to build bigger military. His government has announced to recruit over 160,000 new recruits, which will be recruited in the next 3 years. So Putin wants the Russian military to be increased to 2.3 million active soldiers. The new recruits will not be deployed to Russia-Ukraine war fronts, according to the government. Though we never know what will happen. Maybe it's being said because that they won't be deployed to war because people are scared. Russians might not be willing to join the military because if they join the military during recruitment, during training, they could be deployed to war fronts. They're hesitant. That is why Putin government said that these new recruits will not be deployed to Russia-Ukraine war fronts. Putin is building a mega million military. Ukraine giving in to Trump's pressure. Russia, US negotiated in Saudi Arabia. So far, no solution found. Will Trump be able to put pressure upon Putin to put an end to Russia-Ukraine war? Let's see. That remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.